So hello there, welcome to my weekly update. Now it is technically Sunday, but I'm recording this in my head. It's Saturday. I actually woke up this morning. I got all my days muddled up this week. I've just had Thursday and Friday off and they felt like a weekend, and I woke up this morning and Model Kit Stuffed It has done his weekly video. And I'm like, that's really odd. He normally does it on a Saturday. And of course, I thought, well, maybe it's because of Telford. Telford's thrown everything out. Maybe it's late. Because I know Gary Stuff done a late video this week. And I thought, no more of it. And then I was just about to go to work. And I thought, oh no, it's Saturday, isn't it? So I'm recording this. I've got to do it now before I go to bed. I've literally just walked in the door. Having finished work, so I've got I get hiccups a lot. Oh, that's better. Caramel latte out of a packet. So it's kind of early hours of Sunday. It's actually 5 to 12. But so when I say yesterday, today, I actually mean Saturday, not Sunday. So what's been happening in the week? So the biggest thing for me now is I am starting to do lives again, and I'm really enjoying doing the live. So all it is I do a 2-hour show. At the moment I'm doing it 9. I'm thinking about pulling it back to 8 o'clock. We can always do 8 till 11, but at the moment I'm doing 9 till 11, which, you know me, I blabber on a bit and they go on a bit till about midnight. So what have I been up to on the lives? Well, I'm glad you asked. So this is the work. My mouse has gone all funny again. Right, so this is my work in progress. This is a figure that I've 3D printed. It's a company called Loot Studios, and this is called Bellhead. He's not finished yet, as you can see. The bell is halfway there. All the metal is finished. The cobalt metal there is done. I'm building the skin up. This was actually the undertones of the skin, but I actually quite like it. I'm just going to put a purple shade over it and call it done. This one I've experimented with greens to represent him being dead, and then we just need to add the highlights onto the wood, and I reckon he's a couple of streams away. We also decided on what we're going to do on the next figure once he's completed. And we all took a little quick vote, and I printed him off already. He's come off the printer this morning, Saturday morning that is. He's had all his supports removed and he's been cured. I just need to get all the little support. You see little tiny supports there. But this is a fella called Ginjan. They did have a little joke and they said it looks like sprue and glue with his pipe. But I'm happy that it was actually a draw, and I did a casting vote and I voted. I decided this one, but obviously it had to have enough votes in the first place. So the reason I like it is I fancy doing a dwarf. I fancy doing the orange facial hair and the hair. I may actually do him grey. Haven't yet decided. And I quite like doing the flowing robes. It's something I'm not quite perfect with. And I notice he's got a furry collar, so we might be able to do something with that. And then we've got various bits. I don't know whether to do all of the clothing in the same colour or do it different colours. But we'll see. And he's got this nice wooden staff, and his eyes aren't too big. Now this is... Oh, I also bought this, and this is very, very handy. This is on the Models for Heroes website. This is a 1:1 scale pen for scale reference, and it's really, really good. It's such a good scale model. Look, it even writes as well. How good is that? That's fantastic. So you're going to see this more often now, so you can see him in relation to this. So this is a 75mm. I don't have a 35. Yes, I do. So this is a 35mm model, Obviously this is a small character, it's a dwarf, whereas he's full size. I think this is actually 75mm, so it's the same character. This is 32mm, I think this is 70. They call them busts. So these two are to the same scale, which would probably figure. Maybe I need to print another one of these off, or print him in 32. But now I've got what I think is a 32mm and a 75. And to get that into perspective, this is a small character from Warhammer. And there's my scale pen. And let's get a bigger model. So this is your Age of your Sigmarites, and this is what you're dealing with. I think this might be, I don't know what it's called. They call it hero scale, but I don't know what hero scale actually is. Oh, there's the base as well for this guy. Now I love these Loot Studio bases because they actually have indents in the base where the figure is going to stand. And actually we've actually got 3 holes, and that is absolutely brilliant because that's going to make pinning so easy, because all I need to do is drill a hole somewhere within the foot, preferably near the back, and then place him on and then drill back through the holes, and that will go into the foot, and that's going to be so much easier. But isn't he a lovely size to paint? So I think I'll do more 75mm models on a live stream, and I might save the 28mm for pre-recordeds, but we might alternate between a bust. I think he's available on a bust. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on too much. Also, as I walked in, I got I've started the Infinity Gauntlet again. I've unsuspended it, and I'm really not sure. So they've sent me the next 5 issues, but what they've done is they've sent me 5 magazines, no parts for the first one because I got those parts last month, but then they've sent me the parts for the next pack but no magazine. So it's just, I don't know. However, I have now got, so the part that's missing is part of the middle finger, and I said I'm not going to build the middle finger until I've got all of the parts because I can't complete it. But the last 2 issues of this pack start on the little finger, and we've got the premium base. So I think what I'll do is, that comes in on Thursday, doesn't it? So on the 9th of January, when my channel starts again properly, I will do those 2 issues on the little finger. January the 16th, I think we will do the premium base, and then by then we should have another pack, definitely 1 extra pack, maybe 2 packs, and then we'll start the gauntlet going. And then come the end of the build, we'll take that as far as we can, because there will come a point when you need to close it, and obviously if that middle finger's missing, then we're not going to be able to. So I might keep it ticking over slowly, just keep an issue or 2 coming. So last week, issue 40 Monday, issue 42 and 43 of the ET. Like I keep saying, I can't remember what I did because I've done it in advance and I haven't written on my spreadsheet exactly what it was. It's the only one I've not done that for. Now RoboCop is coming tomorrow. That's issue 49 and 50. That is the Pelvis part 4 and 5 and the premium base part 2. And the premium base part 2 is not what you think it is, because if you remember the Infinity Gauntlet base, the first is either 3 or 6 stages are all the same. They're building a section of the base. This one doesn't go that way. It's got to stage 2 and it's doing something completely different. So it all works, you know, trust the process. It works quite well. So you'll just have to wait till tomorrow to see that. Tuesday we have finished off the Tuesday was the Incubi Darkness and Nuln Oil. So if you've seen that, does it now make sense why I've got a little toy soldier which I've primed and then I've painted and then I've slapped a wash all over him? He's an absolutely terrible figure. Let me show you in more detail. So this is the figure. He is absolutely dreadful, but as you can see, he's got some detail. Had I had my 3D printer back then, I could have printed something off to show that detail off. In fact, I could have actually, these are a couple of things I've made. So what these are bottle toppers. Now this one fits a army painter, and what you do is you glue it to the top and then you paint it the colour of the paint, and then you can see what colour it is without even opening the bottle. Now they're super glued on there, and the super glue I've used is really good. Now these came off this morning. These are for Citadel. They need a bit of cleaning up, but what you do is you push them really hard. You'll see there's a little ridge on there, and there you go, that's on there. Now I'm going to glue it on, but this isn't actually the paint from the Warhammer. But once they're on there, I'll add a little bit of glue as well, so you then paint them the colour so they'll look like that but a different design. And then obviously what I could have done, I could have put one of these on the Incubi Darkness, and then I could have put a shade on as well. What I'm doing for the shades is I'm actually painting the top as white, and then I'm just going to apply the tone over the top, so I can get a good look at the colour. Obviously if you put a shade on something other than white, it's not going to look the same, but a white will give you the pure colour. So yes, so that's the little figure. So this coming Tuesday we are starting on the Arch Revenant. I've had a few issues with him, but he's a nice little, she is a nice figure. I keep calling this figure a he, warning. So because they're Warhammer figures, I've just always called them he, because female figures is a very new thing for wargaming. No, I don't know why either. There's always been some female characters, Sisters of Battle and stuff like that, but this is actually a female figure, and I just keep calling it a he, so I do apologise. Now that is going to be a 2-week series, so we're doing the assembly on Tuesday and the painting the week after. On to Wednesday. So I am having struggles with it, I'll be honest with you. We're doing the bus, so we've done the body prep last Tuesday. This week we're doing the painting, and it's just looking absolutely terrible. It needs an awful lot of work done to it, so I've made the decision that I've made another part, a sub-assembly, which was quite good fun, so that I don't have to show you so much work on the body. And then next week we're doing another sub-assembly so that I can do more work. That then gives me Christmas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks away from the bus, and I will actually do a lot of prep work off camera, and that will return on the 8th of January looking really nice, and then we can move on properly and get it looking really good. Thursday gone was part 2 of the new figure that I got from the Myth Forged. It's a Beast Lord. Now I've called it a mega Beast Lord because there's absolutely no documentation with it, absolutely nothing, and I don't know anything about it. I've just made a guess on what it is. Now I've got a confession to make. I have not filmed this coming Thursday's issue yet. I've just not had the time, and I've got Wednesday off. So what I think I will do, I've got 2 more episodes to film. I want to get it all done in the 4 episodes, and I'm a little bit worried that I haven't done enough in the previous 2 videos, and it leaves me doing far too much. Basically, I've done the base in issue 1, in video 1. Haven't even finished the fur, but we focused on the fur in stage 2. So we've got to finish. No, it was show and tell in issue 1, and it was the base in number 2, and then I'm trying to get the fur done for 3. But that will then leave all of the armor and the clothing for the last video. So I'll give it a little look. I'll see what I can get done. If I can't feasibly do it in 4 issues, I will continue it to a 5th and a 6th, and I will publish those in December. It will kind of muck up my plans for the Christmas month, because we'll have 2 regular videos coming in, but I think it's going to be better that way. Friday was the Lancaster. Oh, didn't I tell you it was going to be good? So I had to do a double issue, because I'm trying to catch up on the Hachette. So we've done the power supply. So I bought a power supply for it. It wasn't the cheapest power supply. It wasn't expensive. It was about a tenner, but I could have picked one up for less than a fiver. And but the reason I liked this one, it had the different connections, and it had a connection that it's got like this pushing connection, but it's just got screw in like a plug, and I just thought that'll be really handy. I can bury that into the base. I can then just attach the wires to it. I haven't got to pull it all apart and solder and everything. All I've got to do is just strip the ends off the wires. In fact, I haven't even got to do that, because they all come with JSTs. Just put the JST in, screw it in, and it's done. And then obviously I had to test it, mainly because I've had this now for over 6 months. Now they have a returns policy, which is if you have any problems or you change your mind, I think it's a change your mind policy as well, return it within 6 months, get your money back. But I think I've had it over 6 months, so I thought what would happen if I don't unbox it for 6 months and it's faulty. So I had to test it. So this coming week I'm working on the propellers. Now I've cheated a little bit. I'm actually doing 4 propellers. I've done 2 on camera, and I'm calling 4 propellers a double issue. I know that's cheating, but Hachette is calling 1 propeller 1 issue, and then at a latest issue you'll get another propeller which is 1 issue, and then another one you'll get 1 propeller 1 issue. So by doing all 4 propellers and calling it a double issue, it means I've made a nice easy video, and then in the future when the propellers come I can now crack on with something else to do a catch up, and it's going to buy me 2 more issues to catch up with. So that's next week. Now I haven't fully painted the propellers. What I've done is I put the white tips on, and it was a little experiment, not really an experiment, I knew it would work, but I've been told the best way to put yellow paint on is to put a pink base coat on. It's something I've never done, but if the experts, people more experienced than me are telling me it works, then I will trust them enough to give it a go. And I wanted to see the results for myself, so I've base coated them in pink, sprayed them in yellow, and oh my god, the result is amazing. Or the paints are amazing, I don't know, but that's what I've done, and that's what I'm always going to do with yellow from now on. Little bit of advance notice, the week after I'm going to be painting the Navigator figure, which is good. So Saturday, I don't love my Saturdays at the moment. I'm doing the Lancaster catch up. It's just there's 2 more videos to go. I want to show you the Hachette magazines, but I'm not really loving it. So We did issues 13, 14 and 15 last week, and this week 16, 17, 18. The week after be 19, 20 and 21, and then it's done, and then we can actually get on with building. Bit of a spoiler for you, I have actually built 4 issues, 22 through to 27 of the Hachette, filmed it, and they're ready to upload, but they won't be coming out till January. And then that brings us on to the channel update, which is today. So all I need to film between now and December is 2 Beast Lords, which might be more, plus the B-Type bus. The B-Type bus isn't coming out for over a week. The mystery advent calendar is coming along. I've just done issues 13 and 14 today, so I've got to go up to 24, and then my 12 days of Airfix starter sets I have done, can't find them, 1 through to 7, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go, and they're done. I'm a little bit panicky about them because I've still got to move house. I'm moving house in just over 4 weeks, just over a month. So what's that, 5 or 6 weeks? In fact, I can have a look on my Groovy calendar. So my spreadsheet, it shows a few weeks in advance, and I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Yeah, I can see 6 weeks, and once I do the channel update, I hide that whole week, so obviously the next an extra week comes into view. And when I did last week's channel update, I did and I went, there it is, 22nd of December. Now it's the 17th of November. 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 5 weeks, so I'm moving in 5 weeks. And then once I clear that next line, all the way up to the 27th is going to pop up, 29th, sorry, which is actually the last week of my Christmas shutdown week. No, it's the last but 1 week. So it's getting a little bit scary now. It's all coming up very, very quickly. I've got a van hire sorted out, and I might be able to get a week to move. So I think I'm moving on a 4-day week, so I'll have 3 days off. But all of this desk has got to be dismantled, and all of this has got to be dismantled. I need somewhere to put the boxes, and I think in the next couple of days I'm going to try and take at least this back bit off, clear those models out into somewhere like the living room, and then we'll get the boxes put up on here. And then once we stack the boxes to as high as we want them, we can then put the models on top of the boxes. And then once the moving week comes in, I think I've got Monday, Thursday and Friday off. So I'm going to spend the Monday moving things in my car. It's only 10 minutes around the corner, so we'll just go backwards and forwards, get as many boxes in the car as I can. I've only got a little car, but we'll get a few boxes in there, and we'll get as many of the small things sorted out as we can. And then the Thursday, that's when I've got the man with the van coming round, and he's given me a quote based on 2 van loads, and I said I need him to get the heavy stuff. So what we'll do is we'll get all the heavy stuff in the vans, we'll get that moved across on the Thursday. Also the Tuesday and the Wednesday, there's nothing wrong with me shoving a load of boxes in the car, take them to the new house and then go to work. So I'll get a few more done. And then what's not moved on the Thursday I can move on the Friday, and I've got a couple of people at work who've said, oh, if I'm off that day I'll come round and help. So I'm probably panicking over nothing. So one big change to my channel, which I hope you've noticed and you hope makes it looks nicer. I am uniforming all of my, is that the right word? I'm changing all of my thumbnails. Oops, didn't mean to just accidentally play the YouTube video. No, stop. Right, so if you go onto my front page and click on videos, what I hope you'll notice, with the exception of they're not all coming through yet, but all of my thumbnails are being uniformed. So you'll have basically it's a purple Oyster card, and then you got my logo in the right hand corner, and then there will be a picture in the light purple bit. And then I'm doing that for the live builds as well, except that with the builds I'm putting the word live on it. And then what I'm also doing is whatever I'm building, I'm putting a picture of that. I've got some new intros and probably some outros coming out in the new year. And I've just designed, do you know what? I love you guys so much. I'm gonna play the intro for the live builds when I do this. I've got him all sorted out. The only trouble with that particular intro is that I printed him on one bed, and this actually works very well for I don't know what I've done with it. What have I done with it? I can't remember what directory I've recorded it to. Live in could it have gone intros? Here we are. Right, so this is unique to this particular build, so you won't actually see it until I actually do the build. But sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once and I'm failing at both. So what it is, it shows the actual print, so it relies on it being done on one print bed. Because this is a smaller model, I can print the whole thing off on one print bed, so you get to see the whole print in one go. But let me show you and tell me what you think.
And now, from Glasgow,
get ready to the countdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Good evening.
So that's the intro that I'm working on for the live builds, and then what will happen is when I do the next build, the next figure, I'll show that being printed with the figure. So I've just got to, I'm not going to call it final yet. But I'm thinking if I have to print something over two print beds, maybe I could speed a bit. I mean, that video was slowed down to fit the time. I'm not sure about the timing and the wording with the end bit. Maybe I should show more of the print, and then where he goes, ladies and gentlemen, and then as he says good evening, then I show a picture of the model. I don't know, you know me, I tinker with things. But yeah, that's what I've been up to the last week. Back to work has been really hard. I've had so much time off. Today, I'll probably already be there by the time you watch this, but I'm going to be in Aberdeen. I was talking, the duty that I'm doing this week, I start work at the same time as the Aberdeen driver. He does his Aberdeen and then comes back, and he's supposed to take his bus back to depot. Meanwhile, I'm doing 2 trips to Edinburgh. Then I hand my bus over to a different driver, and then I get a lift back from that Aberdeen driver. So what we've done is he said, oh God, he goes, I've got this Aberdeen shift for 2 days. He says, I hate it. And I said, well, I really like the Aberdeens. He says, do you want to swap? And I said, yeah, I'll swap tomorrow with you. So I'm on an Aberdeen. I like the Aberdeen. If I had my way, I'd swap all of my Edinburghs out for Aberdeens. Right, guys, I cannot think of anything else to add. Oh, this is my Citadel base topper, by the way. It's been painted with 1 coat of white primer. Yeah, so 3D printing's coming along. I've had a couple of major issues. I think I'm starting to learn when it's going wrong. It seems to go wrong with large bases, large flat pieces, and also the water. That water is getting mucky very, very quickly. I can drink milk. I'll have to explain this. The way I intend to dispose of the water, I spoke to the council and they said, I said, what do I do with water that's been used to wash resin? And they said, put it in a sealed container, put it in a bag, put it in your normal bin. So I says, right, fine. So the steel containers that I'm going to use is a milk bottle, 2 litre milk bottle. And I'm using 5 litres at a time, so that needs to be disposed in 3 milk bottles. And I'm drinking milk faster than I'm using, and obviously I'm printing a hell of a lot at the moment because it's a new toy. But it is getting murky very, very quickly. But I tried an experiment. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there on how to recycle your IPA. And what you basically do is you pour it into a bottle. You then cure that bottle of IPA with resin crap in it, and then that resin starts to solidify slightly, and then it sinks to the bottom, and then what you do is you pour just the clear liquid off. And I've done that with the water and it works. I'm not going to show you the bottles, but I've got bottles of water that are perfectly clear with sediment at the bottom. So I'm actually going to be recycling my water. I could just dispose of it, and that would be the simple thing to do. But what it will, basically what I'm doing is I'm pouring water off. I'm doing kind of a 4-bottle method where I'm pouring the water into the bottles, curing them, pouring the water into a tub, and then I can use that to top up the water. And I've also got an extra bucket, so I'm going to have 2 buckets for water, primarily for water. And then obviously the IPA will need, because I noticed that one of the prints I did a 20-minute wash in water and it was still sludgy, and I put it in the IPA and the IPA's cleaned it, but it's really mucked up the IPA a little bit. So that water I'm just going to recycle it and just clean it, and then obviously I'll do the same with the IPA. You will lose some, but you won't lose as much, because I want to make that as cost effective as possible. There's a couple of projects that I'm planning where I'm going to need resin that isn't just, it's not going to be paint, so it needs to be something different, and I can't get it in water washable resin, so I'm going to have to use that IPA. One project I've got in mind from the Arthurian. I wanted to show you this, guys. This is one of the prints I've got. Now, you remember I said that these Loot Studio prints, they come in 32mm and 75mm. I would like to show you this, and I will stress it is at 32mm. The 75 one I can't fit on the print bed. So this is I can't remember the exact name of him, but this is a dragon. Right, to get it into perspective, this is Bellhead in 32mm. Okay, I think I might be better off switching the camera. Okay, so this is Bellhead in 32. There's my pen. This is Bellhead in 75, and this is the dwarf in 75. So let's just ignore them for a minute. This is a Warhammer figure. So this is Bellhead in 32. This is the dragon in the same scale. Okay, now he doesn't look that impressive at the moment, does he? In all fairness, dragons, wingless dragons don't. So when I add his tail, it now adds a little bit, I think. It adds a lot more. See how he's spewing off that base. Now watch what happens when I put the wings on. This is what makes dragons look amazing. I think that's the right way round. All of a sudden, doesn't he look amazing? And there's a figure to the same scale. He's a human size figure. So imagine how big he's going to be in 75mm. The 75mm I can't fit on the print bed. So I can't. I'm going to buy a bigger printer, but it's not going to be for 2 or 3 months at the very least. Once I move, I'm going to be trying to fix my FDM printers. If I can't fix them, then the purchase of an FDM printer is going to be a higher priority than a bigger resin printer, because I've already got a resin printer. I've got some prints, and they really would benefit from being printed on an FDM printer far more than a resin, mainly because of weight and how much I can get on the print bed. But once I get my bigger bed resin, I will do that dragon. However, saying that, next month for Loot Studios, they've done a spoiler, and I am going to show you the spoiler, if I can find it. Spoilers. Right, so I need to change the screen. Is that going to work? There we go. So this is the spoilers for next month. And it says Rise of the Draconians. The Dragon Empress will bring the beginning of the end. This month we will face the might of the Draconians. So we've got that guy. They're just quite ordinary people. So they're the heroes. Now this is the villains. So they're all quite dragon-like creatures, aren't they? And then you've got some objects. I might print those objects off, but as you can see, we've got well, there is a dragon. That looks like that's a gargantuan, so that's going to be big. That's medium dragon, large dragon, medium dragon, and whereas these are all mediums, I would guess. Yeah, so that's going to look good. And then they've got a prop which is a wormling decoration. Now most of the props that they do really tend to benefit FDM printers. I've got an absolutely fantastic castle wall that acts as a DM screen, and it looks flipping huge. So yeah, that's all things that are going to come later on. The beauty of me doing lives is I can do whatever I want. What we've done with this Guinea, whatever his name is, we did do a vote, And I like the idea of doing a vote because I can kind of cheat a little bit. I can pick you a few figures that I want to paint. If I see something I don't want to paint, I won't offer it to you as an option, and then we'll give, say, 3 options. You guys all vote on it, and I do the most popular option. We'll discard the last option. In the next month, the one that came second, we'll put that back in the poll with 2 new options, and then we might end up painting something. I might get 2 things out of the same series. So yeah, I mean, obviously I've got two series of figures. I've got the Abyssal whatever it is, Abyssal Haze. Now I'm going to be putting in the Arthurian, because this dragon comes from the Arthurian Tales. This dwarf figure, believe it or not, it's a free figure. That's not part of my subscription. It's just something they gave me for free for being a subscriber. So what they do is, when they bring a special series out, not for subscribers but one to actually sell, they may give you one for free. They've also given me a couple of Halloween ones. There's another series they given me, a fantasy and a sci-fi version of the same figure. You've got the welcome pack. You've got another one. You've got a guy called a Head Splitter. You've got a Cyber Pug, and then what they've done is they have a series called 3D Printing Heroes. It's a little educational course they give you. So I know a little bit about 3D printing, and I think they are going to, or already do a painting course. But what they've done is, for signing up for this course, I'm going to show you this if I can find it. So this is the 3D Printing Hero. The course is free, and I get these 4 figures just for signing up. So you've got a human archer, a war troll, a goblin. Now, I've seen that figure somewhere. I think I already got him. And then you've got Amper Teeps, and you can get them in either 32 or 72 mil. You also get that gold pile. Look, you get these items, and then you also get a resin test and a hook cleaner. And is there any extra to it? So they're free just for saying, yes, I'd like to take part in your free course. So it's free gifts for doing a free course. Can't argue with that, can I? So I think I've signed up for another bundle via Patreon, and I'm going to cancel my subscription. They're lovely figures, please don't get me wrong, they're lovely figures, but having 2 or 3 subscriptions is a bit pricey. And these Loot Studios, they're fantastic. I am really comfortable. Well, actually, I'm comfortable with figures this big. There's a lot of things I don't do well, and as you know, the only way to do things well is to keep trying it. And I picked this one because there's some skin but there's no face on it. This one I really like because a lot of his face is obscured by facial hair. So hands I can do, faces I'm not so good at, and figures that show a lot of skin like body, so this little bell head, it's pushed me out of my comfort zone just a little bit. And also colour selection. We've got the bell, we've got the weapon, and we've got the armour on his arm, and I didn't want them all to look the same, so I did the hand. I don't know if it actually goes well. Let me do a downward shot. So we've got the weapon is weapon colour, the bell is a brass bell, so that's realistic, and I've done this in cobalt. So it doesn't really fit, but at the same time it does. I think it makes it look a little bit magical and maybe a little bit enchanted. So maybe it's that arm piece gives him a +1 to his save or something like that. But it's coming along. It is coming along. I think that looks a little bit. No, that is right. So I think I'll just cut back that bit because I want that a little bit. I don't know if that's going to work. But yeah, this is the start of a wood. I want to make this a wooden block. So I've done a light colour and I've done a shade over it, and then we'll finish that off in another live. So yeah, all's going well. I'm really enjoying myself. Hopefully you guys are too. My watch time hours are up. I did have an inkling. It's because I've not done a lot of lives lately. This time last year I was doing lots of lives, so I need so many watch time hours over 364 days. So what I've done 365 days ago is now being lost, and what I do today is being added. So if I've had like 100 hours 365 days ago and then 50 hours now, you can see it's dropping by 50 hours a day. So I need to get the lives done up. I think I'm known for my lives as well. Well, that and waffling on too long and releasing too many pre-recorded videos. But yeah, no, all's good. Right guys, I'm going to make this one of the shortest weekly videos on record. It is now 20 to 1 for me. So I'm going to finish it there. Next week, like I say, the only concern I've got is this Beast Lord. I'm trying to get him done in 2 more videos, but I think I'm asking a lot in both time and content. You know, for me to finish him in 2 videos, one of those videos may be 2 hours long. So I think the safest option will be to maybe finish his fur off in the next video, and maybe do the armor in the video after, and then we'll finish all the little odds and bits in a 5th video, and if it needs a 6th video then so be it. So I've said I want to shut my normal channel down during Christmas month. That won't strictly be true, but I think we'll get away with this. Obviously you haven't seen the mystery calendar, advent calendar yet, so I can't get your feedback on it. But I'm thinking about, hello, where are you? Come on then. She's starting to jump up here quite a bit more now, and I'm quite enjoying it. She likes her little cuddles at night. I think she's realising that Shadow's enjoying his cuddles, and she's leaving me alone, and all that's happening is she's missing out on the cuddles. But she does love cuddles at night when I go to bed. She comes to bed with me for about 10 minutes. Where are you now? Hello. Good evening. Hello. I love it when you speak back to me. Normally I don't like being spoken back to, but you make a lovely exception. I think she's overweight now. I think Shadow's losing weight, and I think she's putting on weight. And I had a realisation the other day, because Shadow's so fussy with cat food, if I ever see a brand of cat food that I've never given them, she eats just about any cat. Right, that's him destroying the place. Are you seeking attention? Hang on a sec, sorry guys. That's a worrying noise. Shadow! You'd better not be behind the desk. Guys, I'm going to have to... Oh, he's there. He's at my feet. Yeah, okay. He's gone under the desk, not over it. So, yeah, I kind of had this... So, basically, any cat food she'll eat. She doesn't always eat it all, and I think she don't like it that much. So, I kind of look out certain flavours, certain cat foods... but I saw 2 cans of a different cat food the other day, so I bought 2 cans. Spoiler, they ate the whole lot. Well, she definitely did. But but I kind of had this realization while I was making it. There's me. I'm pulling out a tin of looking at the description, and it said slow cooked beef with tomato and spinach, and I thought that ticks all the boxes, doesn't it? It's beef, which is nice. Tomatoes are apparently quite good, and anything with fibre in it is good for them. But then I thought, for my tea tonight, I've got fish fingers, chips and beans, and they've got slow cooked beef with tomato and spinach. I think I need to reevaluate my own choice of food. Right guys, okay, as always, thank you for watching. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will update you on situations next week. Take care guys, bye bye.